Katt Williams has once again sparked major headlines with bold new claims in what many are calling one of his most explosive interviews yet. This time he spoke not only about Diddy and Will Smith, but also mentioned music executive Clive Davis, suggesting that Davis played a key mentoring role in shaping their careers and influence within the entertainment industry. The comments have quickly fueled debate across social media, especially after Suge Knight publicly said he believes there may be truth behind some of Katt's statements. While none of these claims have been proven, the discussion has reignited conversations about power, mentorship, and long-standing rumors within Hollywood and the music business.
Where is this coming from with you? What do you believe about the people around Diddy and what everybody knows?
Well, first of all, you got to start with the top. You starting with the top. Clive Davis, Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, Jimmy Iovine. Even if you take Jimmy Iovine, he had an allegation from him, same thing, he went away. You take Jimmy Iovine. They told me at Universal and Interscope, they said, you know what? We can't deal with artists that gets in trouble. And your artist gets in trouble, they talk crazy. Let's think about what they see.
Suge Knight also made further claims during his remarks, alleging that Diddy had a close and private relationship with Clive Davis early in his career, and suggesting that their connection went beyond business before Davis later publicly acknowledged his bisexuality. These statements have intensified online speculation, but it's important to note that such allegations remain unverified and have not been substantiated with evidence. As with many high-profile claims involving public figures, the situation continues to unfold amid strong reactions and ongoing debate.
I walked in Jimmy's office. I didn't have to knock on the door or get somebody let Jimmy know Mr. Knight there. I just walked right in. He do the same. Anyway, when he walked in my office, we was having a conversation. He overheard somebody say something he probably shouldn't have heard. He wanted to holler at me. So I tell the homies, give me a minute. Jimmy said, man, I'm here because Clive Davis called me, and him and Puffy is real tight, and, lovers. So I thought he was talking about like they got love for each other. It's all right. He said, yeah, they are lovers. I said, well, why you keep saying that? I said, look, you saying they lovers like they're sucking? He said, I don't want to say that, but that's what it means, right? I said, okay. He said, Clyde don't want nothing to happen to Puffy. He said, but this guy ain't going to be able to do his business because we know what he did. What they did.
As Katt Williams continues to challenge the inner workings of the music and film industry, more figures from the past have started adding their perspectives to the conversation. One of the most vocal has been Suge Knight, whose history in the industry gives weight to his words in the eyes of many listeners. Suge has argued that the issues people are focusing on today did not begin with artists like Diddy, but instead trace back to powerful executives at the very top. He mentioned influential names such as Berry Gordy and Clive Davis, suggesting that major industry leaders helped shape the system, controlled access to opportunity, and ultimately determined who received protection and who did not. While these claims remain part of an ongoing public debate, they have certainly intensified scrutiny around the long-standing power structures within entertainment.
All right, listen to this. There was a guy named Berry Gordy, and you know who Berry Gordy is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I went in the room with Berry Gordy, but everybody knew that Berry Gordy keeps both sides of the fence, they always say. So Berry Gordy was the guy who had the Jackson 5, who eventually conned Michael Jackson because Joe Jackson was a Jehovah's Witness, and they say, Michael, you come hang with us, you can get toys. They might got Michael some more than toys. Then it was Quincy Jones with Michael. And you know exactly where I'm going with this. Next thing you know, Michael Jackson, allegedly, they said he started partying with younger boys. So where did Michael Jackson get it from? And if you know, you wouldn't have a problem to say, Berry Gordy was touching on Michael Jackson. You wouldn't have a problem to say that Quincy Jones was touching on Michael Jackson. And you wouldn't have a problem to say that Michael Jackson was touching on the little boys. But what the problem come in at, and we start talking about the Clive Davisons and the other people, and it goes down to Puffy, that's where the buck stops at. Gee, Puffy's a black sacrifice lamb. You know, at the end of the day, Puffy just me out there to them. Shit, they ain't tripping. But if you don't stop the cycle It's going to keep happening. Somebody need to go visit Usher right now. Say, Usher, it's not too late for you. We know you hit a few other guys you brought on, but it's not too late for them either.
Katt has long argued that the spotlight often lands on artists, while the broader power structure behind the scenes receives far less scrutiny. Suge Knight echoed a similar sentiment, claiming that when controversy erupts, it tends to stop at the performer while executives and higher-level decision-makers avoid accountability. He even suggested that figures like Diddy could ultimately be positioned as the public face of a much older system. These perspectives have fueled intense discussion online about how influence and responsibility are distributed within the entertainment world.
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada will watch at the houses. She had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of other, some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm going to let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Period. And I got to have evidence. So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite. Right? Not caring who's in the house, whether kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on the tape.
Ooh.
I'm under penalty of perjury. If anything in here is a lie, my ass going to jail. Period. There's no if, there's no ends, there's no buts. You know what you and Diddy was doing together in y'all younger years. All that's coming out.
Who else did you see allegedly on the tapes?
Tyrese with Will and Jada. Then the one with Charlie Mack and Will. Jada's not on it, but you can hear her say, make him spit up. Period. So when these tapes come out, people will know I'm telling the absolute truth.
Allegedly.
While online discussions have continued to grow, it's important to separate verified legal developments from rumors. As of now, any claims involving lawsuits or accusations against Will Smith or members of his family should be understood as allegations unless confirmed by official court records or credible reporting. Assertions about attempted assault or other serious misconduct are extremely serious matters, and they require clear evidence and due legal process before they can be treated as established fact.
Shocking allegations against Will Smith, a violinist who was a finalist on America's Got Talent and performed in Smith's band, is accusing the star of predatory behavior. Jim Murray has the details.
Will Smith faces serious allegations in an explosive lawsuit just filed. This violinist is accusing Smith of predatory behavior and sexual exploitation. Before filing the lawsuit, he posted this cryptic message.
Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was.
Brian Joseph King made a name for himself when he competed on America's Got Talent and dazzled the audience and judges with his incredible talent, placing as a top 3 finalist in 2018. Judge Heidi Klum was so impressed, she ran on stage and gave him a hug. Last year, Joseph was hired to go on tour with Will Smith and his band. Today, the violinist claims Smith told him, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." He says after he made allegations of sexual harassment to Will Smith's management team, he was fired.
Getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that, simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work, is not okay.
Will Smith's attorney is firing back, calling the allegations false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to ensure that the truth is brought to light.
Discussions around Will and Jada Pinkett Smith have surfaced many times over the years, especially during the height of Will's rise to global fame. The couple has long been open about their unconventional parenting philosophy, often explaining that they believe giving their children as much independence as possible at a young age would help them develop confidence and self-awareness. Will once described their approach as allowing their kids to have meaningful control over their own lives rather than enforcing rigid rules.
She was 13 with a 22-year-old man in her bed.
Saw that.
It's no big deal. They were just hanging out. I got 3 questions to ask about that.
1.
1322. Appropriate or inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
Alone. Appropriate or inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
In your child's room. Appropriate or inappropriate?
Definitely inappropriate.
Part B to that. In your child's room with the door closed, in the bed, half dressed.
Grab the shotgun.
On social media.
Hell no.
Who took that picture?
Who did?
Yeah, it's just, that's, yeah.
We cutting off our hair.
Red flags.
We laid up with old.
Yeah.
That's an old. When she was born, he was probably already trying to rub one out at the park.
Oh, man.
Think about the difference in that.
The imagery.
She's 13.
Before becoming one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars, Will Smith's early career included moments that later drew criticism. In his early music days during the 1980s, some lyrics and remarks were viewed by many listeners as insensitive, particularly toward members of the LGBTQ+ community. Over time, conversations around those comments resurfaced as cultural standards evolved and public awareness grew.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray. Left that house fucking screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick, he needed help.
Over the years, Will Smith has been unusually candid about his personal thoughts and fantasies, giving the public glimpses into aspects of his private life that most celebrities keep hidden. At one point, he spoke openly about imagining a large circle of romantic partners, saying the idea of traveling with 20 women he cared for seemed exciting at the time. He later acknowledged that such a fantasy wasn't realistic in practice, showing a level of reflection and self-awareness.
Will Smith, you told me before that you was at a party before that they attended and you said the party was weird. Tell me about that.
Okay, this is Boxer. His name's Twan. He's from our neighborhood. He was married to Tanisha Arnold. So the broad played Pam on Martin Lawrence. We went to the party with her. I mean, it was matter of fact, it was a set it off party. Jada Pickett, Vivica Fox, all of them was there. You know what I'm saying? It was just seemed like Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird going on, you know what I'm saying? The vibes ain't there. I guess that's what Tupac was talking about, the Illuminati. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with a big old booty and shit. No, he was gay and I'm over. What the f is going on here? It's just a lot of weird, you know what I'm saying?
When asked about Clive Davis' responses regarding Diddy, Jaguar wasn't convinced by his claims of not knowing him. To her, it didn't come across as mere confusion or forgetfulness. She saw it as a deliberate choice to step back and avoid discussing that chapter of the past. In Jaguar's perspective, Clive and Diddy came from the same world and shared similar experiences, but they also knew exactly when to create distance when controversy or scrutiny became too intense. This view highlights how carefully some high-profile figures navigate their public image while managing complex histories behind the scenes.
Actually, you mentioned Clive Davis. They just showed him recently walking into somewhere, and they asked him about Diddy, and he said, "Who?" Is that old age, or does he not? They're not in the same world, or they're in the same world, but they're not cohorts.
He's definitely been his ass.
Oh, okay.
I would call that the same world.
Okay. It's pretty
And
intertwined.
for him to say Diddy who is his way of saying, I'm not talking about Sean anymore. Maybe he's been playing cozy with the other Sean. Maybe he just got him another Sean.
All of those artists who see all of these suspicious things that happen to all of their counterparts that were all managed by Mr. Davis even long before. I wonder, does it ever really cross Alicia Keys' mind that man managed Janis Joplin? Janis Joplin! And the second that she tried to break away from him, next thing you know, dead in a bathtub, alleged overdose. kind of like Whitney Houston. But people also said that she was beaten up too, allegedly. Just like Whitney Houston. How do you sign a contract with a man with those kind of details looming about? Didn't know she was a heavy smoker. She was a chain smoker. She smoked 3 packs of Newports a day. And still could sing like that. But when you add in ain or the crack, and then the this and that, and then the... When they did her autopsy, they said there was nothing wrong with her throat. Her lungs were so damaged that she couldn't fuel the notes. It was her lungs. It wasn't... Her voice was fine.
Oh.
That's how Clive did it. And then the next thing you know, she's f***ing Ray J. And then it's Grammy time.
That happened.
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up.
Oh, wow.
And Brandy was the one that found her. But you know, they pledge allegiance to Clive too.
I hate what he did to Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I hate that. That woman was everything to me.
Yeah. Do you know that at the time that she died?
Her drugness, Blair, her drug made this whole world lose respect for that woman. You got DeMar Hamlin. The world is shaped up so much now, bro. We got DeMar Hamlin almost died.
Yeah.
And we stopped the game for him.
Yeah.
Almost died. But we got Whitney Houston. Lose her motherfucking life. And I just found out this reading. And you still had that motherfucking Clive Davis party?
Yeah.
The disrespect for that fucking woman.
Yeah.
The disrespect for Whitney. It's a fucking shame. Because of her drugs, it's the fucking disrespect for that woman. I just found out you still had a fucking party.
And that was his biggest artist ever.
Bro, that's sick.
Clive Davis.
Bad boy. You think it's Diddy, it's Janice Combs. Janice Combs is bad boy. Man, you don't actually sign to Diddy. His name is on a dotted line, but you actually sign it to Janice Combs.
Did he ever tell you why that is, or do you understand?
Oh, now that I'm older, I know exactly what it is. It's a paper trail, so nothing can come bite me. If you come for me, you ain't coming for me. I ain't got nothing. You going to my mama. Good luck with that.
When asked about the paperwork, Janice Combs explained that although Diddy's name appears on the dotted line, the actual signature goes to her. Reflecting on it now, she sees the strategy clearly. It's a paper trail designed to protect him. Her reasoning is simple. If anyone comes after him, there's nothing to take directly from him, and they'll have to go after her instead. This approach shows how carefully some figures manage risk and control in high-stakes business arrangements. Whether the public accepts Janice's version of events or not, it's clear she isn't backing down. In a culture where documentaries and media narratives can shape reputations, this ongoing battle over the truth is far from settled. With so many influential figures involved, including Diddy, Clive Davis, and Will Smith, the situation remains unpredictable, and the full impact on their legacies may only become clear over time.